Hello and welcome. In a world that seems to be changing faster than we can even blink, I think every parent is looking for some kind of reliable guide. Well, today we're going to share one, a truly timeless blueprint for raising kids. Great kids.
So let's just get right to it. This is the question, isn't it? With screens buzzing everywhere and a culture that's moving at lightning speed, how in the world do we instill the values that really truly matter? It's a huge challenge and one we all feel.
But what if the solution isn't some new parenting hack you saw online or the latest trendy app? What if the answer has actually been with us all along? Today, we're going to look at a blueprint, a real foundational plan for building character that is just as relevant now as it was centuries ago.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the challenge we're all facing. Then we'll lay out the seven-pillar blueprint itself. We're going to dive deep into those first two foundational pillars, then walk through the next five, and we'll wrap up by looking at the incredible legacy you're building. Let's get into it.
Every great building needs a solid plan, right? And raising a child with strong character, well, it's no different. These seven pillars, they're the very bedrock. They're the foundation that your child can build a good life on. And here they are, all together. I want you to think of these as the essential pieces of our construction project, from being the example all the way to creating a nurturing home. Each and every pillar supports the others to build something really complete and sturdy. So let's start with the most important one of all. Pillar number one is all about being the example. And listen, this isn't just the first step, this is the cornerstone. It's truly the single most important piece because absolutely everything else we're going to build will rest on top of it. Here's the simple truth. Children are mirrors. You can tell them all day long to be honest, respectful, and kind, but their real lessons, those come from watching you. How you talk to your spouse, how you treat the cashier at the grocery store, how you handle a moment of frustration. Your actions, those are their real curriculum. All right, with that cornerstone set firmly in place, now we get to look at our second pillar, the incredible power of story. This is one of the oldest and, frankly, most effective tools we have for teaching really complex values in a way a child can actually absorb. For literally thousands of years, cultures all over the world have used stories to pass down wisdom. A perfect example of this comes from this ancient collection of Indian fables called the Panchatantra. Now, these aren't just cute animal tales. Oh no, they are absolute masterclasses in character. They take these profound ideas like loyalty and honesty and translate them into simple, unforgettable stories that stick with a kid for their entire life. I mean, take a lesson like this one. You could lecture a kid about why good friends are important, or you could tell them a captivating story about a tiny loyal mouse and a mighty lion who ended up saving each other's lives. Now, which one do you think they're going to remember? The story delivers that moral with an emotional punch that a simple command never, ever could. Okay, with our foundation set, it is time to build the rest of the structure. These next five pillars are the daily, practical things we do. They're the walls, the windows, and the roof that complete our character blueprint and really make it feel like a home. So, our third pillar is open communication. And this is all about moving beyond just giving orders and instead really fostering genuine conversation. See, when you create a safe space where your child feels truly heard and not judged, you build this incredible bridge of trust. And that trust, well, that's what allows them to come to you with their problems, whether they're big or small. It gives you the chance to guide them, instead of just telling them what to do. Pillar number four, daily habits. Because character isn't built in some grand, heroic gesture. Nope. It's forged in the small, consistent things we do every single day. Simple things, like making their bed or putting away their own toys, build that powerful muscle of discipline. And it's not about being perfect, it's just about repetition. Consistency here teaches them that those small efforts, when you add them up over time, they lead to really big results. Now, the fifth pillar is positive praise. And this one is so important because it's all about how we talk to our kids about their successes and their failures. And this right here, this illustrates the subtle but powerful shift we need to make. Praising just the outcome, the A, can create a lot of anxiety. But when you praise the effort,
You're celebrating their persistence. You're telling them you saw them struggle with that problem but stick with it. That builds resilience and teaches your child their value isn't in the grade, it's in their dedication.
Okay, our sixth pillar is real responsibility. It can be so tempting to just do everything for our kids. I bet it. But we have to remember that when we do that, we're robbing them of a chance to learn. Giving them age-appropriate chores, like being in charge of feeding the dog or packing their own school bag, it does so much more than just help you out. It teaches your child that they are capable, that their contribution actually matters, and that they're a trusted member of the family team. And that is a powerful, powerful feeling. And that brings us to our seventh and final pillar, creating a nurturing environment. This is the one that really holds everything else together. I want you to think of this as the roof of our blueprint, protecting everything precious inside. A home that's filled with love and support and just plain joy. That's the shelter that allows a child's spirit to really flourish. It's their safe harbor, the place they can always come back to, no matter what storms they face out in the world. So when we put all these pillars together, the example we set, the stories we share, the habits we help build, we're doing so much more than just parenting. We're architects. We're constructing a masterpiece that will become their lasting legacy. Look, academics are important. Of course they are. But they aren't the whole picture, not by a long shot. An education can make someone smart, sure. But it's these values, the ones from this blueprint, that make them a good human being. And at the end of the day, that is the greatest achievement of all. Our children, they're like wet clay, just ready to be molded. This blueprint, it gives us the design, but the work, that's in our hands. So as we finish up, the only real question left to ask is this: what is the very first stone that you are going to lay today?